I'd like to forget for a moment what religion I'm in, what lack of religion you might have, and that sort of thing, and talk about Ninian Smart's 7 dimensions of religion, of which one is material. Now this is an example of a religious piece of material, in other words, my local church, the Church of the Martyrs. It's also an institutional example in the sense that there's vicars, there's a parochial church council, there are bishops and archbishops and so forth. So it's the institutional and the material dimensions of religion in one step. A second or maybe a third aspect is the ritual dimension. Now, as Christians, we believe in the body and blood of Jesus Christ being represented by the bread and the wine, which we have on Sundays in the form of communion and on some other occasions. That's a ritual which we use to link the Last Supper, the wedding feast, and the communion with other Christians, breaking bread, companionship throughout the world and throughout history. It can mean different things to different people, and some sects of Christianity have different views about it, such as transubstantiation and so forth, but that's an example of a ritual which is found in Christianity. Another aspect of religion is the ethical dimension. There are various ethical beliefs. I can't judge other people, but I've made a personal decision not to shop this particular shop. That shop I'm not going to go to because I feel it's unethical to do so. A lot of the ethics in religions are shared widely between most religious traditions. We need to make decisions about how we're going to live our lives and so forth. We might see them as in accordance with God, we might see them as a form of right livelihood or right action, or we might see them as in accordance with the principles of virtue in the case of Confucianism. But there is always an ethical dimension to religion. Religions also generally have a narrative or a mythological aspect to them. As far as Christianity and Judaism are concerned, we have a book which we refer to as the Tanakh or the Bible, which has a series of stories and sayings in it, and a number of other things which I'll come on to at some point, which are about how to live your life, illustrated through the story, for example, of Jesus, as you can see here. These are various parables and so forth, and so we personally have the Bible. Other people may have other things like various creation myths and so forth, but there we are, there's our Bible. There's also the emotional aspect of All Souls Day, or Halloween, for example. That is that it involves the emotions. So All Souls Day for us is a day when we remember the dead and we commemorate bereavement and loss. Obviously it can be taken in other religious traditions to mean other things. This is a fairly hostile notice, I'm afraid, but the point being really, not that I disapprove of Halloween or even the fun that people have at Halloween, but that it has been appropriated in certain ways, and it is as also a pagan festival, but the point is that there is an emotional involvement there. You know, there is a lot of possible confrontation between people here, because we are emotional about it, and we will be. The doctrinal dimension is only one of the 7 dimensions of religion, but it's the thing that most people focus on, as in, what do you actually believe? Clearly it would be silly to accept the narrative of creation in Genesis as literal, and therefore that's not what people believe nowadays if they're sensible, although of course there are a lot of people who are not sensible about. So this picture shows the formation of a protoplanet from a solar disk. Different Christians believe different things about this, and different religions believe different things about creation. I personally believe that God didn't create the universe as such. I believe that God sustains the universe in existence because of God being the author of time. However, I do believe that the universe depends for its existence on God, and that is a doctrinal belief. There are a lot of other doctrinal beliefs, but that's the one I'm going to choose to mention. So let's look at various different things that people say may or may not be religions in this context. First of all, atheism. No, atheism is not a religion because it doesn't have buildings, material, institutions, ethical beliefs. It's an opinion that there is no God, or as some people define it, the absence of belief in God. Christianity often claim not to be a religion but to be a relationship with God. Well, yes, it is a religion because, for example, it has doctrinal beliefs, it has the church, it has all of that sort of thing. Now we say look at Buddhism. Okay, is Buddhism a religion or a set of beliefs? Well, yeah, it has a set of beliefs, but also it is a religion. It has images, it has rituals, it has all of that sort of stuff again. These things are religions. Atheism isn't a religion, really, we should just sort of chill out a bit and just say, okay, this is the anthropological definition of religion with these 6 dimensions. That's what it is. And let's just forget about all this stuff about whether you believe in God or what, because that's only one aspect of a religion. There's a load of other stuff connected to it as well. Nothing to do with that, such as institutions, ethical beliefs and so forth.